Hi, everybody. Welcome to Von Cupcake Yoga. I'm your host, Gretchen. And today we're going to use a couple blocks for our practice. They're pretty easy to find. I have cork blocks. They have foam blocks. They're all wonderful, easily available online or at most big box stores. But if you don't have any blocks and you don't want to buy any blocks, anything that's roughly the shape or size of this will do. A good, heavy, sturdy book will do you good. So just get you one or two of those and bring them up to the top of your mat. And of course, anything else that you like to use in your personal practice, I encourage you to do so. But today I'm just going to use a couple blocks. And I thought that we would work a little bit on our shoulders today. I know sometimes we get a little bound up, spend a lot of time hunched forward. So we're going to open that up today and let's get started. So we're going to lay on our back, finding yourself recline down, maybe extending those feet forward. Take a couple breaths here. Let your shoulders start to feel heavy. And throughout our practice today, everything I tell you is a suggestion and not a command. And you should make any modifications to any of these postures that better serve your body. Start to notice any noises around you. Maybe it's the air conditioner turning on. Maybe it's children playing in the background. And just kind of know that they're there, and then just put them up on a little cloud and let them float away. And turn your attention to your breath. Start to breathe into your body, inhaling through your nose, feeling your chest rise, feeling your belly expand, making no changes, just observing. Exhaling completely. Do a little scan of your body. Bring your attention to your neck, down through your shoulders, down your spine and around your hips, down your legs, around your feet, up and down your arms. Just kind of observing and making note of any areas that you might feel a little bit of tension in. And if you haven't already, turn your palms facing up. Let those shoulders feel really heavy, as if maybe you feel somebody gently pressing on those shoulders. Start to deepen your breath, inhaling completely through the nose. Feel that belly expand, feel those ribs expand. Exhaling completely. As we start to invite some movement into our bodies, let's extend our arms up over our head and maybe give ourselves a yummy Sunday morning stretch. Maybe we gently bend one knee and straighten one knee. Maybe you interlace your fingers and press your palms out. Big Sunday morning stretch. And then inhale, draw your knees to your chest. Maybe holding onto your knees or your shins. Gently rock a little from side to side. Keeping your knees bent, maybe release your hands down by your side and make some circles with your knees, pivoting around your sacrum and tightening those tummy muscles, using those abs to help you. as you make circles. You can make big circles or little circles, fast circles or slow circles. Just make some circles, pivoting like a little top around your sacrum, and then change directions. And then gently return to stillness and bring those feet down to the mat. Take a breath here. And line those heels up kind of with your hips. They don't have to be exact. Nobody's going to come by and make sure. Just kind of what feels right to you. And turn your palms down. Press into your hands. Press into your feet. Lift your hips here. Pressing your pelvis towards the ceiling. Pointing your knees towards that wall ahead of you. Big breath in. And on your exhale, gently roll that spine down one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Wonderful. Let's do one more of those. Planting those feet, press into your feet, lift your hips, press your pelvis towards the ceiling above you, and then point your knees towards that wall on the other side of the room. Big breath in, gently lower down, rolling that spine one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Draw your knees over to the right side of the mat. Bring your arms out to a T, or you can bend your elbows and find cactus arms, but press your pelvis towards that right side of your mat and turn your gaze over to the left. Take a couple breaths here. Tell your body it's okay to let go. Inhale completely and exhale completely. Tighten up on those tummy muscles. Draw those knees back to center. Draw your gaze back to center. Sway those knees a little bit from side to side. And then allow those knees to gently fall to the left side of the mat. Pressing your pelvis over to the left side of your mat. Turn your gaze over to the right. Take a couple breaths here. Big breath in. Let it go. Tighten up on those tummy muscles. Draw those knees back to center. Draw your gaze back to center. Inhale and then exhale. Gently bring your hands down by your side and then just press yourself up, finding yourself in a seat. And we're only going to be here for one moment. Take a breath. Let the world come back around to you. And then we're going to go to our tabletop posture. That's hands and knees. So find your tabletop posture. So your knees are going to be right underneath your hips and your wrists are going to be right underneath your shoulders or just above, whichever works best for you. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Your thumbs should be kind of pointing towards each other, and your fingers should be kind of pointing towards the short edge of your mat. Press the tops of your feet into the mat and tighten those biceps, tighten those glutes. Make your back feel nice and straight. Your gaze is going to be right down in between your hands. Fully engage all of the muscles in your feet. Fully engage your quads. Tighten that core. Bring that core in towards the ribs. Breathe here. Inhale and then exhale. Excellent. Press into your hands. Start to tuck your tailbone and bringing your chin towards your chest. Allow your back to curl up like you're a Halloween cat. Cat pose. Exhale, bring that belly down, bring those shoulders back and down, shine that heart forward, bringing that spine nice and straight. Cow pose. And let's do a couple cat-cows here to your own breath, breathing into one posture and exhaling into the other. Whichever you're doing is the right way. Just really observe your body. In your cat pose, tuck that tailbone, bring that chin to your chest. And in your cow pose, shine your heart forward, shoulders back and down. Spread those knees nice and wide. Sink those hips back. Find a quick little child's pose here, extending your arms out in front of you, sinking your chest and your forehead down. In this posture, you can take a breath, reconnecting to your body. And if it feels like you need a minute and any time during the practice, you can just come right here and breathe. Gently start to press yourself up. Returning to that tabletop posture. And bring your hands just outside the mat. And maybe the fingers point out, maybe the fingers point forward. It really just kind of depends on your body. My fingers are kind of pointing out at an angle. And then bring that right shoulder towards that left wrist and bend into that into that right elbow. Press yourself back up. And then bring that left shoulder towards that right wrist. Opening up that chest. Press yourself up. We're going to do the other side one more time. Right shoulder towards the left wrist. And of course, it's not going to go right there. You're just kind of pointing it in that direction. Press into your hand. Press yourself up. And then one more time, that left shoulder towards that right wrist. Press yourself up. Wonderful. Return to that tabletop posture. Big breath in, and on your exhale, bring that right foot forward. This is a great place to have your blocks if you'd like them. They're there for you, sinking those hips down nice and low. Being careful not to let that front knee extend over that ankle, and if it does, maybe walk that foot forward or scoot that back knee back a little bit. Shine your heart forward, and then maybe bring your hands up on your knee. Big breath in, and then extend both those arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe we look up here. Excellent. Inhale completely and exhale completely. Draw those hands back down. Press into those blocks. Draw that foot back. That right knee meets the left. Come back to your tabletop. Sway a little bit from side to side. Resetting that tabletop. Big breath in. Draw that left foot forward, sinking those hips down nice and low. Maybe our hands are on blocks. Shining that heart forward. And then maybe we can bring our hands up onto a knee. Maybe we can extend our hands up towards the ceiling and look up here. Big breath in. Exhale completely. And then bring those hands back down to your block. Press into those blocks or the mat. Draw that left foot back to meet the right. Come back to that tabletop posture. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Tuck those toes. Lift those hips. Find a downward dog here. Pedal out your dog, bending one knee and straightening one knee. Pressing those chests towards your thigh. Releasing that head down. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Walk towards the top of your mat. However you want to get there. I kind of take a few steps up and then I walk my hands back a little bit. Find your way up to the top of your mat. Spread those feet nice and wide. Fold forward. Maybe sway a little from side to side here. Bring your hands to your shins, flat back, shoulders back and down. Big breath in, fold forward. Press into those knees, or bend those knees, press into those feet. Start to press your body up, stacking those vertebrae one at a time until you got your shoulders back and down, your head up straight. Bring those palms forward. Your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Take a breath here. Keeping those palms pointed forward. Inhale both those arms up. Big breath in, hinge forward at the hips, fold forward. One big inhale, one big exhale. Bring those hands to your shins or your knees. Pull those shoulders back down from around your ears. Big breath in, fold forward. Bend into both of those knees. Start to stack those vertebrae on top of each other, slowly pressing yourself up one at a time. Shoulders back and down, palms facing forward, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. Bring those hands to your hips and then bring that right foot forward. Step that left foot back. We're going to go about halfway down the mat and we're going to kind of point those toes so they're kind of going about a 45-degree angle off the side of the mat. Bend into that front knee. Bring your hands to your hips and point your hips forward just like you're a gunslinger in an Old West movie. So we want to keep our hips tracking forward, bending into our front knee. Big breath in and extend those arms up over your head. Warrior one. Wonderful. Inhale completely and exhale completely. Excellent. Now in our warrior one, let us start to lift up on that back heel so that we're coming to our toes. Bring those palms out and start to draw them behind you. And maybe we interlace our fingers and make like little Charlie's Angels fingers. And start to shift all of your weight onto that front foot. And maybe we can start lifting up on that back foot a little bit. Releasing those hands down, drawing them in front of you or to a block in front of you. Find your warrior three here. Big breath in. Exhale, completely bring that back foot back down. Draw that body back up. And then extend both those arms up over your head. Bend that front knee. Find that warrior one. Inhale, exhale. Step it forward. Shake it out. We're going to do it again on the other side. So bring that left foot forward. Step that right foot back about halfway down. Pivot that foot so it's kind of angled off of the mat. Bring those hands to those hips. Draw those hips square forward. Bend into that front knee. Extend both those arms up over your head. Warrior one on this side. Beautiful. Inhale completely and exhale completely. Turn those palms facing out. Draw them back behind you. Interlacing those fingers. Maybe you come to Charlie's Angels. Shoulders back and down. Then you're going to come up on those back toes, shifting all that weight forward. And maybe we can lift up on that back leg, keeping that back nice and still. Big breath in. We can release those hands, drawing them forward, finding our warrior on this side. And it's okay if you're wiggling and wobbling. That's all right. This is how we build strength. Inhale completely. Exhale completely. Bring those toes back down. See, even I lose balance once in a while. It's okay. Bring those toes back down. Bend into that front knee. Extend those arms up. Warrior one. Step it forward. Shake it out. You got this. It's not so hard. We can do it. Big breath in, bring both those arms up. Exhale, let those arms come back down. Maybe we allow our pelvis to gently come forward, bringing our palms forward, letting our head tilt back. Big breath in, exhale completely. Start to hinge at the hips. Gently start to allow your body to fold forward. Take a breath here. Wonderful. Bring your hands to your shins, flat back, shoulders back and down. Exhale, fold forward. Gently press into your feet, bending into both your knees, rolling that body back up to standing. Shoulders back and down, palms forward. Step that right foot forward once again. Step that left foot back nice and far this time, a little further than last time, but pivot that back foot so the blade of your back foot is parallel with the back of your mat, keeping your hips facing that long edge of your mat. Bend into that front knee and extend those arms, finding your warrior two here, tracking that front knee out and not in so we can open our bodies here. Find your warrior two. Big breath in. Exhale completely. Bring this front hand, bending that elbow to that shin or that thigh, and bring that top hand up and over. Find a side body stretch here. Big breath in. Press into that front foot. Draw that body back up to your warrior two. Flip that front hand. Bring it up towards the sky. Bring that back hand down by your thigh. Finding your peaceful warrior here. And you can straighten that front leg if that feels better for you, or bend it. Big breath in, tighten those tummy muscles. Draw that body back to your warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Kick that sassy hip out, that left hip, and then extend that arm forward. Come on down, finding your block right to the inside of your ankle. Rest that hand down on that block. And this other hand, we can extend it up towards the ceiling. But we can also bend our elbow and tuck it behind our back and press our shoulder back. And that might provide a deeper stretch in your chest. Take a breath here. Excellent. Bend into that front knee nice and low. Press into that front foot. Draw that body back up, returning to your warrior two. Work your way back up to the top of your mat. Find your mountain pose, your Tadasana, shoulders back and down. Step forward with that left foot. Step back with that right foot. Nice and wide. Turn that foot so that the blade of your foot is parallel to the back edge of your mat. Turn your hips towards the long edge of your mat. This front knee, we're going to tell it to head outwards, so we're not rolling our body in. Bending into that front knee. Extend both those arms out to the side. Maybe look down your middle finger in the front. Big breath in. Exhale completely. Bend into this front arm. Bring it to your thigh. Extend that top arm up and over. Find a side body stretch here. Inhale completely and exhale completely. Press into that front foot. Tighten those tummy muscles. Draw that body back up to your warrior two. Flip that front hand. Draw it up towards the ceiling. Bring that back hand down by your thigh. Find your peaceful warrior here. Of course, that front leg can be bent or straightened, whichever feels right for you tonight. Breathe here. Exhale completely. Tighten those tummy muscles. Come back to your warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Kick that right sassy hip out. Extend that reach forward and then come on down to a block or the floor, whatever works for you. Block or your book or whatever. And then extend that arm right up towards the ceiling, or bend that elbow and tuck it behind your shoulder. Make yourself feel nice and flat. Breathe here. Wonderful. Bend into that front knee. Press into that front foot, tighten those tummy muscles, draw that body back up to your warrior two, and then come on out of it, stepping out of it, shaking your body, giving yourself a little wiggle here. We're going to find a little bit of balance while we're standing up. So come to your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Feet nice and wide. Mine's a little bit wider than my hips. Shoulders back and down, palms facing forward. Inhale both those arms up. Draw those palms together to touch and down to your heart center. Shift all of your weight onto your left foot. Press those toes into the mat. Press that heel into the mat. And then maybe bend that right knee. My toes are still on the mat. The knee is just bent. Take a breath here. This is the posture. You don't have to do anything else. But if you want to take this to that next level, maybe we lift up on that right knee. Find something to focus on. A nice little focal point, a drishti, if you will. Pivot that right knee out to the side and find your version of tree. That foot can come to your calf. It can come to your thigh. Just avoid coming directly over your knee because we want to avoid injury. Finding that focal point. And of course, that foot can just come on down too. You can have just be on your toes. Find your tree. Focus on that focal point. Inhale and exhale. Maybe if you're starting to feel strong in your tree, maybe we can extend our arms up over our head. Be a free tree. Draw those hands down to your hips. Bring that knee forward and release it down. Shake it out a little bit. Shake it out. Wonderful. We're just going to do the other side, okay? So we're going to find that mountain pose once again. Returning to our breath. Shift all of your weight to that right foot. Press those toes into the mat. Find something to focus on. Maybe it's a light switch. Maybe it's a pretty picture on your wall. Maybe it's a spot on the floor. Drawing those hands to your heart center, those palms. Bend your left knee. Just bring those toes on the mat. This is it. This is the posture. You don't have to do anything else. But if you want something a little bit more, you can lift up on that left knee. Lift up on that left knee. Pivot that left knee out and find your version of a tree. Maybe that foot comes to your calf. Maybe that foot comes right back down to the floor. Maybe that foot goes all the way up into your groin. Or all trees. Big breath in. Exhale completely. Find that focal point. And then maybe once you're feeling that your roots are nice and strong, we can extend our arms up over our head. Finding our tree. Wonderful. Look at these trees. I'm so proud of you. Rotate that knee forward. Bring your hands down to your hips. Step it down. Shake it out. Shake it out. Excellent. Come back up to the top of your mat. Find your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Inhale completely and exhale completely. Find that breath. Connect to your body. Inhale both those arms up. Big breath here. Maybe a little press of your pelvis forward. Feels nice. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Find a forward fold here. Spread those feet as wide as your mat. Bend into your knees. If you got a little belly action, press that belly inwards, giving your body, your hips a little more full action here. Breathe. Sway those shoulders a little bit from side to side. Bend into both of those knees, nice and heavy, nice and deep. Plant those hands on the mat, and then step those feet back, finding your down dog once again. Get your block out of your way. Find that down dog. Press those hips up and back. Release that head down. Pedal out those feet. Bend into both of those knees. Spread those knees nice and wide. Bring those big toes together to touch. Shift those hips back. Walk those hands forward. Find a child's pose here. Reaching those hands as far forward as your body will allow. Maybe bring your forehead down. Gently start to press your body up. Finding that tabletop. Finding your blocks. Bring your blocks to their lowest setting. So your blocks have several different settings. So if you put them on the big flat side, it's going to be the lowest setting. If you bring them on the short side, on the long short side, it'll be like a medium setting. And if you bring them on the short side, you're going to have a tall setting. So bring your blocks to your low setting. Put your hands right on your blocks. Now spread those knees nice and wide one more time. Hips nice and low, sinking them back. Let your hands stay on the blocks as you sink your forehead down towards the mat. Nice little shoulder opener here. And if this is uncomfortable for you, you can kick those blocks out of the way. If it's not enough for you, you can always upgrade a level here. Inhale completely and exhale completely. Press into those blocks. Start to lift your body up, bringing your hands off the blocks. So we have these blocks here. We're gonna connect them together. So you make a nice little long strip for yourself. And then you're gonna come to sit in front of your blocks or your books. Now, if you have a blanket or something, you can absolutely lay that blanket over the blocks. But you want to come down on top of the blocks, and you really want them to kind of frame your spine. So this might require a little adjusting and wiggling. But come down on the blocks. Let your head release. Turn your palms up. Just take a couple breaths here. Allow your body to just melt over the blocks. My legs are extended and my feet are just kind of splayed out to the side. But you can most certainly draw the soles of your feet together to touch and allow those knees to splay open in a Supta Baddha Konasana. Take a couple breaths here. Allow your body to surrender. Allow those shoulders to melt open. If you drew your soles of your feet together to touch, you can extend those legs. Draw your hands down by your side here. And then press into your hands, maybe into your forearms. Just kind of roll up on your side. Just grab those blocks. Get them out of your way. You don't need to have them in there forever, but a little while feels good. Move those blocks out of the way. Come on back down. Find yourself on your back. Bring your arms down by your sides and your palms facing up. Let those shoulders feel heavy. Connect to your body. Follow your breath as it goes in through your nose. Follow your breath as it goes down your throat and swirls around in your lungs, sending life all over your body. Bend into your knees and then roll over to your side, finding yourself in a fetal posture, knees bent. Take a couple breaths here. Gently start to press yourself up, nice and slow, taking your time. Find yourself in your easiest, most comfortable seat. Maybe that means a leg sticks out. Maybe that's crisscross applesauce for you. Whatever. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. And maybe close your eyes, bringing your awareness to your breath once again. Inhale through your nose. Exhale completely. And today, as we seal our practice, let's inhale both of our arms up, extending them towards the ceiling. Maybe we look up, draw your palms together to touch, and bring them down to your heart center. And as we bring honor to the beautiful culture that gave us yoga, the light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you guys for joining me today for this quick stretch. Hopefully your shoulders are starting to feel a little bit better. And then, of course, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell, and I will let you know every time I post a new video. I try to do it as regularly as possible, but, life's. But I do my best to at least post one once a week. Please let me know in the comments below how you like this stretch, and let me know if there's any areas of concern that you would like to see some yoga for. Maybe you have hip issues, or maybe you have a lower back problem. Check out some of my other videos, but I'm always making and always creating and trying new things. So let me know what you want to see, and I will do my best to provide. And I also want to thank A Little Twisted Yoga Studio for allowing us to use their beautiful space. Of course, I encourage you to get out into your town and check out yoga studios in your local area. Or if you're here in Palmetto, Florida, you're welcome to come join me here. But that's what I'm here for, is to let you have a place to practice. Even if it's not in a studio, you can do it right in the comfort of your own home. And I'm here from you. Feel free to follow me on all social medias. And until next time, take care of each other. Bye, guys.